How's it going today, everybody? Today, I'm very excited to announce my guest. He's a former Central Washington University defensive end, a current CFL defensive end, TikTok star with over 811,000 followers. Chase DeMoor, how we doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on the show today. I'm excited.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm excited that you actually got back to me, bro. I know you've been grinding on social media, content creating, all that good stuff. And I know you probably get a hell of a lot of a lot of DMs, bro. So I know it's probably hard to filter through them sometimes. So I do appreciate you giving me a few minutes of your time today.
Oh yeah, of
Um,
course. It's definitely been grinding, definitely one of those things. But I'm a firm believer in always trying to give back and always spreading my words, spreading some motivation, some positivity, especially in the community. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. And I know you do a lot of community stuff. I've seen it on your Instagram. I see it on your TikTok all the time, and that's what's up. So first and foremost, we got to rep the hometown. I'm from the same state as you, actually, Washington State. So tell us a little bit about your hometown and what makes it so unique.
Man, so my hometown, a lot of people, they think I'm from Seattle. The Seattle, a really small town up there. It's called Eatonville, Washington. Man, it's one of those towns that you really don't think about. It's in the backwoods, but it was a blessing to go there because I grew up there with the same group of kids, from the first grade till we graduated high school. So it's like one big family. You're with them all the time. My town, it's amazing actually because we have a great community, great development within the youth, within the school systems, the No Child Left Behind. I had a lot of positive people that impacted my life at critical moments, and that's because the community that we have there. So Eatonville, Washington, population of maybe 3,000 people. We have one middle school, one elementary school, one high school, and it's been great. Played Pee-wee out there, played middle school, played high school, and got a lot of opportunities moving forward into post graduating high school, as far as college and athletic opportunities. So yeah, it's a great town.
Yeah, I'm actually from North Bend, so I understand the whole small town vibe. I was about 40 minutes south of Seattle, so I definitely understand the small town vibe, getting to play in that Tacoma Dome, all that good stuff, which is a huge staple in Washington. A lot of guys probably don't know that who are listening and all that. But since you're from Washington and I'm from Washington, you got to give these listeners three things they need to do when they visit the state of Washington.
Man, if you're coming to the state of Washington, I'm gonna give you three things right off the back to do. First of all, you got to go check out the hikes on Mount Rainier. It's unreal up there, man. It's the beauty of Washington, especially when it's not raining there. I would argue that it's the best looking state. Like we got the cleanest air, the greenest trees. Like I said, when it's sunny there, you can't beat it. The second thing I would say when you do up there, you got to go to Seattle, got to check out Pike's Place, go see the troll under the bridge, all that touristy stuff. Go get on the Ferris wheel, and then the third thing, it's a toss up honestly between if I was you, I'd say you can either go snowboarding, skiing. We have some of the best passes, the best runs up there, or go check out any of like our athletics. Seattle Seahawks fans, the 12th man. As a former player for them, opportunity to be in the locker room with those guys. I would say it's bar none, we have the best fan system. Our games are the most live. I know the whole COVID thing right now is kind of messing with that, but I'm sure every football fan out there knows about the 12th man, and a Washington guy yourself, you understand where I'm coming from when I say that. So.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the 12th man goes crazy, bro. Same with those Mariners games, all that Sounders games, bro. They're all live. Seattle Storm, even, bro. It's all live up there in Seattle. Um,
Yeah, WNBA champs.
exactly, bro. Like hella NBA champs, like the WNBA champs too. Like they win that joint all the time. Same with the Sounders. They're always in the contention too. So it's exciting to be from Seattle and kind of a fan of some of those teams. But let's take it back to like your high school days. Kind of what was your recruiting process like out of high school, and how'd you wind up at Central Washington?
Yeah, so it's actually a really funny story. So when I was a freshman in high school, I came in and I had like this mindset that I just didn't want to play sports. I was not remotely interested in any sort of athletics, and I actually ran into one of my best friends to this day and rival. His name was John, and he was kind of like the football star of the town. A small town vibe. You got that one player that everybody knows about. And I'm a natural born competitor. I tell everybody all the time, I'm like a lion mindset where it's like nobody's better than me. And when I met this kid and I saw like the amount of popularity he had, the amount of the fan base he had, and I was just like, there's no way like this kid is really all that. And it kind of like woke something in me. And I was like, maybe I do want to play football. Maybe I'll give this a shot. And so, after skipping training camp all my freshman year, I showed up. I introduced myself to the coach on the first day of school. I kind of told him like, I wasn't really trying to play football at the time, but I feel like this is something that I could do and I could do well. And, I started it, and I wasn't very good, to be honest with you. I had no clue how to tackle. I had no clue what I was doing. I tried playing quarterback, and this kid, he played linebacker. And I remember it was after one of the practices. I was like, man, this sucks. Screw this. I could just go home after school, play video games, and never have to worry about, anything, no pressure, no plays, nothing. And he told me, he took me aside one day, and he was like, you have all the tangibles to be an outstanding player. You have a great mindset. He's like, why is it that you feel like you don't want to play football? I feel like you could be the best athlete to come out of this town. And I was just like, like don't make this a challenge, because then I'm about to take you up on it. And so, me and him became best friends. We were on the same, bus route, getting picked up from school and stuff. And we'd go over plays every single morning. And his parents would take us home every single night. We would kind of talk about what happened at practice, how to get better. Even if we had a good practice, we always talked about, it's never as good as it seems, and it's never as bad as it seems. And, going after it, repeatedly after school every single day, it kind of woke this competitor mindset up inside of me. And I felt like, if I work really hard at this thing, despite adversity, despite what anybody has to say about me, and not becoming a statistic, I felt like, I could do something with this. And, my brothers, they had a lot of athletic ability too. I was more like the non-athletic one out of my three brothers. Stigma on me already. They thought, are you still there? Did I lose you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. They had a stigma on me that, I wasn't really going to go to college. I wasn't going to, do anything with my life. I was just going to be, just like them, coming through school, getting in trouble, getting kicked out. And, it goes back to me being that competitor and having this mindset that, I never let a situation or circumstance define who I'm going to be. And I'm a firm believer, if you don't like the way your story's going, rewrite it. And, I ran into a situation where it's like, okay, I had a taste of the game of football. I had an opportunity to, go into a varsity game, feel the lights, feel the cheerleaders, feel the band. And it was something that I felt like I was at home with. And it gave me that hunger of wanting to continue to do it. And so along the process, I just, started showing up at the weight room on my own time, not going home to, deal with, my brothers who are, in and out of trouble all the time. And, just keeping positive people around me all the time. And my second year coming in, I hit my growth spur. I was in the weight room. I was working hard. And I had this thought in my head, like, hey, maybe I want to, keep playing this game of football, keep, pursuing this dream. And so I started being a 3-sport athlete. I actually picked up basketball and track and field and baseball. I kind of went back and forth between the two. And, I really liked basketball a lot. The other sports were kind of just there just to keep me busy, keep me from going home, because it wasn't going to be a good spot for me. And throughout the process, I started receiving interest from Division I schools. I think my first Division I school was Washington State University in the Pac-12. I got an opportunity to go on a recruiting trip there, got some tickets to a game. I saw how live Division I football was. I was just like, this is exactly where I needed to be. And unfortunately, like I said, I wasn't the most academically inclined at the time. So I didn't take the classes that I needed to take to go to university right away. So, having the conversations with my coaches, they were reaching out, trying to get me recruited because they knew I needed to play somewhere. So my senior year, it was probably around, mid basketball season, I received interest from, quite a few JUCOs. And one of the JUCOs, he kind of told me, he's like, I have a 100% ratio of getting people on scholarship. I believe in you. And essentially, he was the first one to reach out to me. So, I'm very loyal when it comes to ties like that. And so I eventually decided, I'm going to go to JUCO route, see where this leads me. I went JUCO, I ran into one of the best players I've ever met, Marcel Frazier, who played the defensive end position really well, got an opportunity with the Cleveland Browns. And I took a lot of notes from how to play the position from him. And I went in there after my redshirt year, balled out, got a Division I offer from the University of Nevada. My first Division I offer since high school, committed right away. While there, unfortunately, the coaching staff ended up getting fired. The new coaching staff came in, and a lot of things like took place where I wasn't going to be able to play right away. And so I was looking, it's either go back to JUCO or, go to the number one Division II school in the country at the time in 2017, which we were. And then I ended up committing there. Got an opportunity to win not one but two championships there, and I was special teams player of the year, all these things, and I still didn't really have like a clear-cut shot to really pursue professional football. So while there, got an opportunity to play in two all-star games, where obviously meet people, and then it's just the same old story after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So after that, after your college career was over, you got that opportunity to get to that NFL level. You got to try out for your hometown Seattle Seahawks. Kind of what was it like getting to work with your hometown team, and kind of what'd you take from that workout?
Wow, it was actually unreal. It was one of those surreal moments because going into it, I knew like my chances were very, very slim. You know how hard it is to play professional football. It's a blessing no matter where you play, and I didn't take anything for granted. And playing in those all-star games, I think the biggest thing was I introduced myself to everybody. I always had like a kind heart, and one of the guys that I was just nice to just happened to have a connection with the Seattle Seahawks, and he was like, "Hey, I can get you a workout." And I was like, "No way." I remember, I was sitting there thinking, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Talking to my agent, like, I need to get drafted. I need to get signed. And it was like right before the draft, I got a call from Pete Carroll and the defensive coordinators. They're like, yeah, we're gonna give you an opportunity to come in here, give you an opportunity to work out with the team. And honestly, I thought it was a joke at first. I was like, there's no way I'm about to be in an NFL locker room. Like, what? I'm playing Division II football one day, and the next day they're talking about, yeah, we're gonna give you a shot in the NFL. And it's like one of those moments where your heart sinks. You get very few of those moments in your lifetime. And I remember they send you like this contract that you got to sign, and you go through like all these, and it's so official how they do everything. And I remember having the opportunity, tell my mom, tell my loved ones, like, yeah, I'm about to work out with the Seattle Seahawks. Like, how do you guys feel about this? And man, my mom was crying. Everybody was super excited. And basically, I felt like at that point, it was no longer, oh, he went D2, oh, he went JUCO. At that point, it became on me. It was like, okay, I'm going to take over. I'm in the control of my fate. Like, one of those things I go back to, it's like, if you don't like the way your story's going, you get an opportunity to rewrite it. And, I remember that day vividly. You pull up to the facility, they have specific times, you go in there and you have your ID and you flash your badge, and they got, the guy at the gate, he like scans you in, and you got like chauffeurs and security, and it's like, it's unreal. You feel like a real life celebrity. And then, you go in the locker room, they have like a locker set up for you, has your name on it. They got your uniform in there, they got a number for you. And, you have like this whole day of basically being in the NFL. And, you really sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Oh my God.
So it looks like he might have cut out for a second here. Chase was just talking about, kind of his career and whatnot, stuff like that. And then, yeah, he was talking about like his time with the Seattle Seahawks, all of that good stuff. We're gonna see if we can get him back in. It looks like his phone might have disconnected or died or something along the lines there. He's actually about to enter right back right now. Welcome back.
So sorry.
No,
Can you
no,
see
you're
me?
good. You're good.
I was getting a phone call. My bad.
No, no, you're completely fine.
Am I back? Can you see me all
Yep.
right?
I can't see you, but I can hear you. There
All
we
right.
go. Yeah, yeah.
So sorry about that. Yeah. So basically, I was saying is you're in there. You have like that whole locker room experience, that whole team camaraderie. They have, everybody you can think of in there. I ran into Bobby Wagner, Russ was in there. There's all these amazing people that you see on TV, and they're like right in front of you. And I remember Pete Carroll came up to me. It was like one of those little things where he just punches me on the arm, and he's like, "How you doing today, Chase?" And like, it's just one of those moments you never really forget. and working out with the team and stuff, keeping in contact with them. It was amazing. And I actually received an email from George Faint, their defensive line coach, and they're going to bring me into training camp in May, right after the draft and stuff like that, if I ended up not getting signed. Unfortunately, I got struck with like a really rare eating disorder, so I spent a lot of time that summer in the hospital trying to recover from that. I went from 250 pounds to like 198 pounds within like a month and a half. One of those freak accidents, and you lay there and you start thinking like, my back, can you see me okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Sorry. You lay there and you start thinking like all these people that I was laying there in that hospital bed thinking like all these people I let down, all these people that believed in me, and I took like a lot of flack for it. But at the same time, I was sitting there thinking about like all the people that really didn't want you to make it, all the people that hate on you, and how happy they are in this moment right now. And I felt like in my heart, I was like, it's not about either or, it's more about both. And it's like I have one of these chances right now where I can sit here and I could pout about it, I could be upset about it, or I could do something about it. I said, like, you don't like the way your story's going, so rewrite it. And so I'm in the hospital, I got off the meds immediately. I wanted to feel the pain so that my body could like recover from it essentially. And I started doing laps around the hospital with my little IV bag, and I started getting in trouble with the nurses because I'm supposed to be, laying in bed recovering and doing all these things. And I eventually, got released from the hospital, went straight to the weight room despite every doctor's opinion, started working out full time, just lightweight at first, and then eventually, received a call from the Montreal Alouettes, received a contract, re-signed it. I kind of got my second chance. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, man. And kind of transitioning from that, who's the best athlete you've ever played with? I know you got one sitting in the car next to you, so you might have to throw a little love that way. And who's the best you've ever played against?
Yeah, no, Fabian, this man, when I met Fabian, I was like, there's no way this 5'10" dude is any problem to me.
Snagging everything, dog.
He's unreal. Fabian by far is the best athlete I've ever seen. Like, pound for pound, I think he could go toe to toe with anybody. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where Fabian here, as much as I hate the toot his cocky horn, the dude has like an outstanding work ethic. I know you've seen the Instagram stories. He wakes me up at 4 a.m. to go work out. He's waking me up from the naps. He gets right out of bed and he's on it. So. Fabian, you want to talk a little bit about your workouts?
Yeah, well, I started playing football at 4 years old. My dad faked my birth certificate so I could play it with the 5-year-olds, and yeah, I've been an underdog my whole life. I walked onto a D2 school, said I was not gonna be anywhere, and then was a trial guy for Memphis. I played with Menzel, I played with Mike Singletary. They said you would never make this team in their life. I ended up making the team. Ended up starting for the Memphis Express, and the league ended up folding, so I went back to the AFL and rookie of the year in that league. And then, finally getting my big shot back in the CFL. And I just feel like everywhere I've been, I have a chip on my shoulder. So I want to go out there and prove everybody wrong that thinks I'm too small, not fast enough, not strong enough. Everywhere I go, I dominate and I make my statement. So that's my biggest thing. I feel like an underdog everywhere I go. I know Chase feels like an underdog being a D2 guy. We both shattered every record at our school. We both killed it. What else do you want us to see? And for me, I haven't even got my shot yet. That shit eats me up every single day. So I feel like that's my biggest thing, that I haven't even got an NFL shot after shattering every AFL record, every D2 record, every, first touchdown in AAF history,
catch of the year,
better than Odell Beckham. Just shit like that just eats me alive, that they can't give me a 15-minute workout. Especially I'm from Miami. I'm 5 minutes away from Dolphin Stadium. It's a no-brainer. But I mean, every day I wake up at 4:30. I make sure I'm the first person up every single morning. So yeah, it's just the little things.
Yeah, for sure. And for those of you who are listening and not watching on YouTube or anything like that, we literally have the two best hands on TikTok, literally on the same podcast right now. Like, it's not even close. And I've been trying to get Fabian on the show for a long time, bro. Like, when I first started my podcast, you were actually one of the first people I reached out to. You never got back to me, but it's okay. I understand. Life gets busy. No, you're
My
cool. You're
bad.
cool. But
My DMs be slammed too. I know Chase gets a lot of DMs, but my DMs, yeah.
yeah, no, it's all good, bro. I
I'm
completely
glad
understand.
I'm able to.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I'm happy that you're here as well. I was actually about to mention that.
You
So,
should you should hear this man's workouts. Man sprints up a hill for fun twice a week.
oh geez, he's about to sprint up Mount Rainier. Y'all should have a race. But
It's Miami though, so it's a small hill, but it's still a hill.
I feel you. So you guys, like many other athletes, use social media to your advantage. You've gained, but you both have gained a large following on TikTok. What kind of made you guys want to start creating content? And then did you expect to get as popular as you are right now?
I know for me, a lot of my good friends did TikTok. I know you guys are familiar with Ramel Dockery. He kind of was the staple for that. Football kind of led me. We worked out at the same facility in the off season. I ran into him. We became really good friends, and just seeing like what he does, I really enjoyed. Being in the camera. I was always making workout videos. I know Fabian himself, as a pretty boy himself, loves to be on camera, and we just kind of use it to our advantage. We take what we do naturally as football players, and then what we got naturally. Fabian's a very good-looking guy. Myself, we do well. We love to be in the camera. I don't, however that sounds, but I feel like taking football, taking a camera, combining it, and like we said, we play with that chip on our shoulders where we come from. So it's like we kind of take social media the same way. We didn't have like Division I cameras around us where we were just going to get clouds kind of from the ground up. You know what I mean? And we kind of took social media as a way to influence people. Him and I are social media influencers, and I was just talking to Fabian the other day about it, how great it is. Like even today we're standing at a field making a Bang Energy video, and we have guys pulling up in their cars to get out to meet us because they recognize us from TikTok, and it's a really good feeling because as an influencer, a lot of people take it as you got this popularity, whereas Fabian and I take it as as an influencer, how can we leave a positive influence on other people? We're on our way to a children's football camp right now, and we have one this weekend. We had one every night this week. I know you've seen it on my Instagram story, and that's the biggest thing is when you can show kids like there's more to life than getting in trouble, hurting people's feelings, not listening to your parents. We just want to be positive influencers, and that's the biggest thing.
The biggest thing is when Chase walks through the field and all the kids' eyes glow up. I had Destroying meet my kids. I had Chase meet my kids. I had all these influencers, all these professional athletes meet my kids, and I get a good feeling from it. Just seeing them how they come up to Chase, ask for pictures. It makes my heart melt. That's just I know kids want to have a professional coach look after them, so it's nice that I can have guys like AJ Green, Chase, Destroying come by and just say what's up. That makes a kid's whole year. So it's just I'm glad I have friends like Chase, AJ, and D just to show face. It's an awesome feeling.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of one thing I wanted to mention. Like, it's so easy to just, be on TikTok, be on YouTube, be an influencer altogether, and then just be like, oh, they're just doing it to get clout, whatnot. But y'all do it to, motivate people. Like a lot of your content, yeah, it's entertaining and whatnot, but like at the same time, man, y'all aren't on that negative vibes. You guys are strictly positive. It's entertaining to watch, and that's kind of the more content that we need these days for sure. But kind of segueing off of that, what's the favorite video you guys have made? Like, if you guys each had to pick like one of your favorite videos that you've made, been a part of, what would you say?
Honestly, we just recorded one today that me and Fabian are really excited to post. I do a series, game day players be like. It's my first one. I got to incorporate Fabian. That's probably my favorite one that's gonna happen skit wise. Obviously, I would say my all-time favorite video was the 360 cat. Went viral worldwide. House highlights, Sports Center, ESPN, and I know Fabian has a few of those already. So I don't know what his favorite video.
Yeah, I made one with AJ. It was like about to hit his face going 75 miles per hour, and I caught it. It's got like 7 million views. That was pretty cool. It's just to be with AJ and create videos. And then I also have this pro one-on-one segment. I don't know if you took a look at it. So I'm just calling out. I'm very confident in what I do. So I call out the best NFL athletes, best CFL athletes around the country, and I call them out to challenge me. I feel like no DB in the world can cover me, as I feel like no O-line in the world could. That's how Chase should feel. No O-line in the world could block them. So I mean, I'm very confident in what I do. So I have a segment I'm gonna start on YouTube. It's just about grinding, about calling DBs out and just making them embarrass them.
I feel it, man. So, you both kind of claim to have some of the best hands on TikTok. I agree. I completely agree. Maybe, Dockery is up in there, Destroying's up in there. You guys are the top notch for sure. But Chase, my man,
Yes.
are you out here trying to prove defensive linemen can catch? And are you also out here trying to showcase your talents to try and get out there, maybe play some tight end, some receiver real quick?
I was just having this conversation with Fabian the other day. Downs, my route running and my catching. He believes I could play tight end easily. I think the biggest thing that I go to prove is just like I feel like you always got the receivers and the DBs that talk the most during a game, but are the first ones to get burnt. And so as a defensive end, people look at defensive ends as just like any other lineman. And I feel like the reason I claim to have the best hands is because it's not like I'm out there practicing catching drills every day. It's like, I'm one of those people where I see somebody do a catch, I understand the physics behind it, I understand the movement behind it, and I'm just able to do it. And so when I say I have the best hands, it's more speed for speed, size for size, position for position. I don't think there's another thing. And so I'm not here to say, okay, I have better hands than OBJ, who's a wide receiver. It's more of you can go to Kag and finish this up.
But it was nice talking. I'm gonna go coach these kids up, all right?
Have fun, bro. Have fun. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I'll be out there soon. It's more of I speak. Yeah, I'll lock it. Yeah. It's more of like I speak from the perspective of the big man. The big man, they don't get a lot of love as a lot of football fans out there know. And I'm more of like, me and Dockery, growing up in the same community, the same area, we have a lot of the same content. He's a wide receiver, I'm a defensive end, and we kind of go back and forth between the catching, and I think that speaks, for a staple itself. I think it's another way to leave like a positive impact to show, like it doesn't matter what position you play, like you guys can do anything that you put your mind to, you know what I mean? And I've never played wide receiver. I've never played tight end, and I always felt like, at the combine, at the XFL showcase, I've clocked a 4.5. I've tremendous hands. I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're massive, and I feel like a lot of people when they see me in person, they don't realize, how big a 6'5", 250-pound man is, and being able to get in and out of breaks, route running. You look at guys like DK Metcalf, who are similar in build to me. How people are so genuinely impressed with how they move, and that's something like I want to bring to TikTok and show people, and you got all the kids in my comments that are like, oh, like I got better hands than you, this and that. It's like they say that because they play the position of wide receiver, you know what I mean? And but you don't ever see like an O lineman on there that's like, oh, I got better hands than you. I mean, and that's something I want to inspire out of O linemen. I want O linemen to, we don't get the 7-on-7 camps. We don't get that offseason stuff. All we get is, in the trenches every single day. And I would like to see, I would like to stem up like big man camps. I know that's something I have in the works coming up as I'm actually working with a lot of other big men, and we're going to put together, a lot of like O-line and 7-on-7s and stuff like that, just to, even it out, because big guys like to have fun too. Big guys like to score touchdowns, and they don't always get to do that. So that's like where I'm coming from in that perspective.
Yeah, for sure. It completely makes sense. I know you got to coach these kids, so we'll have one more question for you, bro. What's kind of a piece of advice that maybe you've been given over the years that you'd like to pass along to the kids trying to chase the same dreams you are?
Like I said, the best piece of advice that I'm ever going to give anybody is, Inky Johnson, E.T., all those motivational speakers speak it from the heart. And they say, do not ever let a situation or circumstance define who you are, and don't let anybody ever write your story. If you don't like the way something's going, then you have the power to change it. And I speak from that in the perspective of, me, I don't come from privilege. I come from, the hood. I come from, abusive stepfathers. I come from like a very crime background, and somehow, I graduated from college. I made it into the pros. I made it on social media, and it's like, not sitting here trying to talk about the accomplishments I've made, but all of those come from the advice that was given to me. And it's just like situation and circumstance doesn't define you. It's your mindset. You know what I mean? So as long as people have a positive mindset, have an idea of what they want to do in their life, then I'm completely confident that they can accomplish anything that they put their mind to, so.
Yeah, for sure. Chase DeMoor, ladies and gentlemen, you guys got to go follow my boy Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all at HBK_Chase. He's posting great content, inspirational content. Make sure you guys are tuned in. I appreciate you coming on the show today for me, brother.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
No problem.